everybody, it's Kristin and Spring is Sprung. So I have gotten together with my friends Melissa from Melissa Parada, Honeybee Philosophy, as well as Karen and Lauren from Two Orchids to bring you this sort of a Spring Has Sprung collab. I'm so excited to be doing it with these ladies. You guys know I have mentioned all three of them several times. I've really become good friends with all three of them and very much enjoy interacting with them on and off of YouTube. So when the idea was brought up, I was like, absolutely, sign me up. Let's do a collab. So we decided to split this up, and rather than us picking different items from each category, we are going to each do our own category. That makes sense. So Melissa's going to be handling blushes. Karen and Lauren are going to be handling some lip picks. And I said I would handle eyes. That sounded a lot easier in theory because I love eyeshadow, right? And if I had to pick something that I think is my favorite part on my face to paint, it would be my eyes. But as I sat down to do it, I started picking this kind of the same old things, like a colored liner beneath your lash line for a pop of color, or a colored liner on the top of your lash line. Like I kind of wanted to see what else was out there, if that makes sense. So what I did was I went and looked, I just simply Googled 2016 makeup eye trends or something like that to kind of see what was new and fresh out there. So that's what I'm going to talk about. I picked, I think, 5 of them that I wanted to just kind of talk about. And the theme for me for this video is shop my stash. I didn't buy anything for this. I did have a couple of things that I had recently purchased, but I didn't go out and buy anything for this video. I went into my collection and pulled things that would kind of go along with what they were saying the trends for 2016 were. So hopefully you guys like that. Okay. So firstly is red lips, believe it or not. Like I always think of a red lip more towards the holiday or a night out or that sort of thing. Oh, and by the way, Harper's Bazaar is where I found this on their websites, where I found these ideas. So I will put a link to that article below for you guys. So it's not, I'm not claiming it as my own. So they were talking about red lips and then, then a neutral eye. So what I thought I would show you is just kind of a couple of things that you may have in your collection to do that. As you can see, that's what I chose, the one that I chose to do today. And what I have on my eyes today is something I've used for years and years and years. I want to say I picked this up in 2012 when I was looking for a drugstore transition color. And I just used this duo a lot. And this is the one in brown tones. I believe this is still around, and it's from Maybelline, and it just has a really nice light shade and a little bit darker. It's the perfect, easy, quick eye, goes great, as you can see, with the red lip. Really like this. They're not super pigmented. They're not pigmented. And they just work really well. They're very creamy. You're not gonna be able to see the one because it's very similar to my skin tone right there, and then that's the brown. So I just have this all over my lid, and even up into where I would have a transition color. I have the deeper one in my crease, and then I just have a little bit of Maybelline Linen on my brow bone. So within my collection, a couple other things that I have that you could pull this sort of look from. I pulled the Physicians Formula Classic Nudes. You could use, you could do this and that, a very, very simple eye. This all over the lid and any one of these 3 in the crease, or you can do this on the lid, that in the crease. Same idea. The point here is to be very simple eye so that the lips really stand out. Another one that you could do that would be a little bit cooler is, this one is Taupe Tease, I think, from Maybelline. Some really great shades in there. The Sony Kashuk Eye Neutral Mattes. You can see, I've loved this one quite a bit. You can, same idea. You can use this here and that in the crease. I realize I'm being redundant, but I'm just trying to give you some different options. And then if you have the Visart, not like going from Sony Kashuk and Maybelline to Visart, whatever. By the way, I got my hair ombre. What do we think? You can't really see it here, but anyway. Focus game. So this is another one you could use. Obviously any of the lighter shades on your lid, any of the medium tone shades in the crease, and just really let the lips be the star of the show. The next thing that I pulled from there was blue liner. It's just so funny because that just reminds me of the 80s. Anything blue reminds me of the 80s. And it's kind of a very specific blue. Now I only have 2 in my collection that are this blue. And I don't have any that are drugstore, my apologies. But look in your collection, I bet you have something like this. I don't know. I bet you do. So this one, I've worn this in a video not that long ago, within the last few months, and you guys really liked it. This was in a little Lancome kit of like 500 point perk from Sephora. It's the Drama Liquid Pencil in Côte d'Azur. And this is the kind of blue that they were showing. So they showed this in a couple of different ways, and then I'm going to show you one other one. This is from Mirrenisse. It's called Inside Out 27 Hour Eye Kohl, and it's in, I'm not sure how to say it. It's Khnum. Same idea. It's a little bit lighter there, so that one is there. And they showed this all over the lid, like, there are some crazy pictures you'll see if you click on the link. But I would just simply do this as an upper lash line, upper lash line liner, you know what I mean? And again, with a very simple eye, do a light shade, like a cream colored shade all over the lid, a little something in the crease to define your crease, and then, let that blue liner be the star of the show that day. So I really thought that it was interesting that that color had come up, and so I wanted to kind of mention that one. And like I said, look at, that's me wiping it off. I can't get that Lancome one off. It really is a really nice liner. Anyway, again, you kind of let that liner be the star of the show. You don't want to do too many things to compete with it. I actually pondered doing the liner and the red lip, and I was like, I think that's a little too much. All right, so next thing that they had on there is was like a bronzy sort of eye, like and that's not necessarily earth-shatteringly new, right? But I just wanted to kind of pull a few things, again, from my collection that we can talk about. So this is the Color Tattooed, Maybelline Color Tattooed and Nude Tattoo and Nude Complement. And again, a lot of these were limited edition. How many of us have just, well, hopefully I'm not alone. How many of us have just kind of stockpiles of color tattoos because we would rush out to get them because they were limited edition, and then, they would go away. Another one that I have is in, I think it was Sleek and Cool. It's the sticker is over mine. And they definitely showed in this picture things that were a little bit more bronzy than this. But these were things that I had in my collection that I thought I could make work for that sort of bronze look. And this I think you could pair with a red lip as well if you wanted to kind of go both ways. But they really showed kind of almost a monochromatic sort of look. So there is the Sleek and Cool, and that's the Nude Complement. And then this was a recent purchase. I've not played with these a ton, but this kind of seems to be the epitome of what that sort of bronze look was. And this is the Maybelline Color Tattoo Concentrated Crayon in Bronze Truffle, and that is right here. And then when you blend that out, it gets just a little bit more sheer and a little bit more close. It works a little more closely to what they were talking about. Then I have two nude sticks that I have. One of them is new to me, and one of them I've had and talked about for a while. So this one is Twilight, and then this one is the newest one. And this one, I bought a bunch more, let's just say that, in Gilt. And that is definitely a little bit close. Of all of them, this Gilt is the closest to what they were showing, in that sort of the range of pictures where they were talking about this bronze look. But like I said, that what I'm really trying to get across here is that, go out there and look at what the trends are, make them kind of become your own and how you wear your makeup, and shop your stash to do it. So interestingly enough, the next thing that I had pulled from there, or that I had gleaned from that article, was vampy lips, which is so strange to me. We all think of vampy lips as a summer or as a fall winter sort of thing, but they are definitely showing it for spring. But what I noticed about it, and this was the eyes, and this is what I wanted to talk about. It's a very sort of basic eye too. There was kind of a really sheer, like a sheer wash of a gray or a silver, or a sheer wash of a bronze again. But the liner that I noticed was nothing on the upper lash line, and just upper waterline and lower waterline, which I thought was interesting. So I just wanted to mention that, and then to say within that the two liners that I have in my collection that I feel work best for that and stay put best, at least for me, is the Marc Jacobs highliner in just blacker. I don't need to swatch it for you. You guys know what it is. But so this is a retractable. I've talked about this one a bunch. I can't get it. Boy, I had the cover on there so tight I couldn't get it open. So it's a retractable. It does have a little sharpener at the bottom here, but this one just stays put for me like nobody's business. And then another one, which is not retractable, is the Sleek Ooh La La liner. I've talked about this quite a bit since I've gotten it. And this one just works really, really well, upper and lower waterline as well, and stays put. So the key there though is what I noticed is, and I have today, I kind of have that look. I don't have any liner on my upper waterline, or on my upper lash line, just my upper waterline. And it really makes your lashes look longer and, you know, fuller and that sort of thing, because they're not when you have liner on your upper lash line, it makes your lashes look a little bit shorter because it's kind of taken away. Hopefully that makes sense. It takes away from the length a little bit. So anyway, that's what I want. That's what I noticed. So if you want to do that kind of vampy lip, the looks that they were showing on this website were really sort of, it was not a clean eye. That's not the right word, but it was definitely a lighter makeup eye and heavier on the liner. That's what I want. So lastly, I think they called it Sunset Streak. They're showing a lot of peaches and pinks on the eyes. Almost to like a soft orange or earthy sort of. I don't have a ton of that in my collection. What's funny though is when they said that, the first thing my mind went to was a Smashbox palette that I've had forever. This is not available anymore, but maybe you have this in your collection. So it looked like this, and I think it was a spring release, quite frankly, quite a few years ago. And it just has some of these shades like Nectar, Lucky Penny, and Sugar. So those, these right here, this one here, those three, that's kind of what they're talking about. So if you have this, pull this out. This was a great palette. I wish they would bring this palette out. This was just, I mean, with the taupes and everything, it was just, it was my jam. So there is Nectar, Lucky Penny, and Sugar. Not so much Lucky Penny. That kind of brings in a little bit of the orange, but those kind of shades are what they're showing. And looks like that. And then I went into my collection, pulled a few. This one is kind of that pinky. The pinks that they were showing were definitely a little more, a deeper pink with a little more kind of mauve to it. This one is Girl Talk, which is one of my favorites from the NYX Prisma. Here, let me show you this. It's this NYX line with the cute little bow on it. But that's kind of a nice sort of girly pink. Toasted is another one that would kind of fall into that realm. That's that right there. This L'Oreal Infallible in Blinged and Brilliant, which is right here, was this one. I think this was limited edition, but again, might have it in your collection. And then I pulled a couple of MAC paint pots. I pulled Indian Wood and Rubenesque. I think Rubenesque really kind of encompasses what they're talking about here. Looks like that. I hope it's not too bright out today. It's actually not bright at all, but sometimes when it's like this, it's a little too much. And then this is Indian Wood, and it's a little bit deeper. So some of these, you know, deeper skin tone, you would want to, you know, kind of go for something like this. So there's Rubenesque and there's Indian Wood. Lastly, from the cream realm, I wanted to show you, it's called Apricot Twist. This is from Mary Kay. Looks like that. And really, the key to all of the spring eyes is very simple. One or two shadows, a little bit of liner or just liner, or it's all very, very simple. The last two that I want to show you are two that are loose pigments. This one is, I believe it's from Coastal Scents. Jackie from Jackie St. Germain sent this to me a while back, and I have used this quite a bit. I think it's Aruba Coral Pearl. I'm not positive, but hopefully you guys can see how pretty that is. Really, she sent it to me in a little thing like this, but so pretty. And then the last one pulls a little bit more bronze, I think, than what they're talking about. But again, you just want to find things in your collection that, you know, you can kind of make work for that. And I'm not sure, did I say this is from OCC, or Obsessive Compulsive Cosmetics? And it's in the shade Dope, so it kind of looks like that. But that is what it looks like there. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this, and will shop your stash to kind of play around with the 2016 eye trends that are happening this year. I know that I will be trying to use some of these now that I have them pulled out. I really hope that you do check out both the blush video that Melissa has. She truly is just a sweetheart and has, like I said, become a really good friend. And then both Karen and Lauren have some great information always. They have really good, very informative videos. So I will link all of theirs below for you guys, so I hope you do check them out. On the rest of my face today, I think, since I already told you what's on my eyes, I have the Cargo Blush in Tonga. And then for my lips, which is maybe what you're wondering, since it's not the most normal lip for me, it is the Nude Sticks Intense Matte in Royal. I love this. This is so pretty. I saw this on their Instagram and went directly to Sephora and ordered it. Well, marketing works, my friends. Marketing works. I think that is everything. So thank you so much for watching. Like I said, I will have all three of the ladies' channels, which is really just 2 channels, listed below for you guys. I will also have the link to the article where I got some of the information. I think that is everything. Again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a great day, and in everything that you do, be beautiful. Bye.